What's good with y'all boys, man? I'm just sitting here eating this big ass piece of pizza. Shout out my boy Gabe. And I got to thinking, man, it's June 12th, by the way. What if I spontaneously went to my first Comic-Con tomorrow out in Charlotte? Y'all rocking with that? Get me a day pass for Saturday. Go see what it's all about. I think I'm gonna do it.
Y'all really thought we were gonna jump right into the vlog and skip my top 3 books of the week? That's protocol, man. We've been doing that since the second video. Real quick, before we get into that segment, I just want to say I appreciate all the love you guys been showing on the past 2 videos. It's insane to me people are watching. It's insane to me people are leaving comments. It's insane to me people are subscribing, and I just don't want that to go unnoticed. But I don't want to stand around here for too long kissing babies on the forehead and smacking hoes on the ass. So without further ado, let's get into my top 3 books of last week. Spoiler warning for anybody who's reading these books. Coming in at the number 3 spot is Avengers Armageddon issue 1. Now, I'm missing a lot of context of what led up to these events in this first issue of the Avengers Armageddon, so I had to do my research. Basically, from what I understand, at some point, Dr. Doom became the Sorcerer Supreme of the entire world. He gets defeated, so nobody has control over Latveria anymore. So, General Ross, aka Red Hulk, aka Marvel's top boomer, decides he's going to take over Latveria and change the name to New America. From there, the greatest boomer alive decides there's not enough America to go around in the world, and he is going to take over the other countries in the name of democracy, patriots, and make one big new America. If you're over the age of 50, not even a boomer, I know this one's for you, bro. We're introduced to a new character, David Colton, who apparently was Captain America at some point after 9/11, I believe. And he decides in this issue he's going to go and blow up the Pentagon. The Avengers are like, you know what? How about instead of us avenging some shit right now, let's go recruit this terrorist, David Colton, to help us fight this other terrorist. So they pull up on David Colton. Captain Marvel's lame ass tries to throw hands with him. He basically smites her bitch ass. She gives him this crazy uppercut which sends him flying up in the air. As he's flying up in the air, she flies up after him, and then he hits her with the meanest 2-piece Anna-Biscuit combo this bitch has ever done seen in a comic book, and it slams her lame ass back into the ground. He flies down and basically tells her, bitch, don't ever in your life try some shit like that again. Have you seen the way you look in the MCU? You have a little boy haircut. We are not rocking with that no more. And he dusts his hands off, and that's why, so far, I'm rocking with David Colton. So here we are, my favorite panel out of the whole issue. She thought shit was sweet, ran up on David Colton, and he basically Falcon punched her back down into Earth. I never liked Captain Marvel. I think she should be replaced by somebody else in the Avengers. I think they're better off having Howard the Duck in there than her, so I was 100% with that once it happened, and it made me excited to go on to the next issue, on to book 2. Coming in at the number 2 spot, we have She-Spawn issue 2. This one actually surprised me, did not think it was going to be up here. Issue 1 left off with a cliffhanger. She-Spawn was sent to rescue a child from a cult. The child ended up being Al Simmons, who is the original Spawn. Also, she killed Al Simmons in the original run of the Spawn comics. So the mindfuck here is, how is she rescuing a kid that she killed when he was an adult? So I don't know if there's like some timeline shit going on. Either way, it's kind of crazy. We're introduced to a new enemy, the Terror Angels. They have a hard-ass name, and they look like they're straight out of Ghost Rider when he's a cowboy. So we'll get to my favorite panel here in just a second of that. So here we are, the Terror Angels showing up, trying to put belt to ass on She-Spawn and Baby Spawn, who is just Al Simmons right now. She's got the chains out. She's got the chopstick out. She ain't going, though, but she quickly finds out that her Hellspawn powers don't work on these guys, so that will be an interesting plot point going forward. I'm also interested in the next issue because it gets revealed to Al Simmons that she kills him in the future, and he basically is like, bitch, like, when were you gonna tell me that? And she basically says, sorry, shorty, we'll get to that later. So I'm sure that's gonna be interesting in the next issue. Wonder where that's gonna go. Let's move on to my number 1 issue of the week. Coming in at the number 1 spot, we are going to have Daredevil issue 3. I talked about this in my last video. Spider-Man showed up at the end of issue 2. They had to throw him on the cover for issue 3. Not gonna lie though, they kind of hoed us with Spider-Man in this issue because all Spider-Man does with Daredevil is talk to him. They don't fight anybody or anything, so I was a little bit disappointed in that. But nonetheless, it was still at my #1 spot because I'm really invested in the story and I really like the way everybody is drawn in this one. I'll go ahead and show you guys a panel of Spider-Man and Daredevil interacting, and then I'll show you my favorite panel. Focus your attention over here to the page of Spider-Man and Daredevil both swinging through New York in tandem. Something about the way Spider-Man is drawn with the yellow eyes just was like really cool to me. I just think it's a hard look for Spider-Man. Let's move on to my favorite panel. So this entire page spread by far has to be my favorite panels out of the whole book. It shows our mystery villain Omen, and it shows just how gruesome and nasty this guy is. He is a freak fuck. He is digging people's eyes out of their sockets, and now you're seeing it in real time with a little tease to what he may look like under his mask. Spoiler alert, at the end of the issue you see him without a mask. He looks like a zombie fuck. So looking forward to the next issue when that drops. So there are my top 3 books I read last week. Without further ado, let's get into the vlog. My first Comic-Con ever as a 29-year-old who's just now getting into comics. HeroesCon in Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's kick it off.
All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is June 13th, 7:30 in the morning. We gotta hit the road. We're about to be on our way to HeroesCon for the first time ever. I gotta go pull cash out. I gotta go get some Chick-fil-A breakfast, and I gotta gas the legendary whip up, the Chevy Equinox. Let's go.
Ooh, cue the leave the camera in the same spot while you leave the building vlog shot. Top tier move by me, if I do say so myself. So I'm gonna keep the vlog content in the car very short. We might just snap like that after this clip to me already being there at the con, because that's what I want the vlog to be about. So probably won't get too much more of me in the car, but I am bringing 3 books with me. I'm bringing Do a Powerbomb issue 1, Absolute Green Arrow, and Absolute Catwoman, because all of their writers are there and they're doing signatures. And also the guy who did the cover for Do a Powerbomb issue 1, the B cover, he is there. So I would like to see if I can get him and Daniel Warren Johnson to sign my book. So, but I'm going in with no expectations. No expectations at all. I'm just trying to take the whole event in. I'm not going on a crazy signature spree, and I just want to see if I can get 1 or 2 and cop some books. Let me get some gas, man, and then we'll see where the next clip takes us. See you here shortly. Gotta get us a beverage real quick. You already know, man. Ugh, I want a regular one, bro. We're just gonna go crazy with the cut since we're having a regular one. Let me grab a water too. All right, let's go pay for this joint. I can't forget to say this. I gotta give a quick shout out to my boy Trey over at the Big Nerd Boys channel. He's another comic YouTuber, I guess you could say, who actually came into my comments the other day and told me what HeroesCon was, and that it was out in Charlotte. Because before he said something, I had no idea about any of this. And at first I was like, yeah, you know, maybe I'll go. Then I decided, nah, it's too last minute for me. I'm not gonna do that. And then of course, you guys seen the video I made at 10 p.m. yesterday. I decided, hey, you know what? Nah, we're pulling up, bro. Who cares? So if you watching this, Trey, shout out to you, man. Appreciate you putting me onto this. And you're about to be the reason why I'm making this video. Low key, but high key. So go check out his channel, y'all. Big Nerd Boys. First, fourth wall break from the editing chair. I had to film arriving in Charlotte. I'm from Michigan originally, and a small town at that, so whenever I'm pulling up in a city, all the buildings are what grabs my attention pretty fast. And then I couldn't stop thinking. I was like, man, I bet you they got public transportation up in this bitch. I was like, I bet you they got like a Chipotle for every block. Maybe I should move here. All right, so we just parked. I'm in like some NASCAR parking garage, some real hillbilly shit, but you know what, man? We're right next to the convention center, so let's go pay up and get on in there. And my plan is I'm gonna get in there and I'm gonna walk the whole convention once before I film anything. I gotta just get a feel for what's all in here. And then I'll start filming B-roll and, you know, vlogging and all that, and we'll go and try to get our book signed and all that shit. So, all right, let's bounce out this bitch, man. I'll see y'all in there.
All right, we walking out the parking garage. I don't have the mic on. I also don't know where the fuck I'm going. So let's rock.
So conveniently enough for me, the convention center was attached to the parking garage, but I didn't figure that out myself. I actually had to follow this couple in because I wasn't gonna ask for directions, because asking for directions, if you do that, you're a little bitch. Like, bro, it's 2026. Be a man. But you know, I did what I had to do and we made it in there. And at this point, I was like, am I in the right place? Because it was kind of a journey to get there. As you see, the first room, it looks like some shit straight out of the back rooms. But once we took the escalator down and I started seeing all these people outside of Starbucks with their bags and their wheelie carts with like the comic books, I was like, oh no, we in the right place. And also, surprisingly enough, it did not start to smell bad yet. I've came to realize that there's a stereotype that the Comic-Cons be smelling. Did it smell at this point? No. But once I seen everybody in the main floor right here from the window, that's when I was like, that's gotta be ground zero for major butt stinkage. But I went down there with a smile on my face and it wasn't bad. So there I was on the main floor. First things first, gotta get our absolute green arrow signed. But hold up, hit the pause button. At this point, I realize it's time to do the damn thing. But remember, introvert. So I'm feeling insecure. I don't know how to start filming myself, and I'm standing in the absolute green arrow porn sack signing line. So I didn't have my phone recording at this point, but I had my mic recording before I started the phone. So I included a real accurate ChatGPT illustration for you guys to look at while I tell the guy in line that he's about to become a part of probably the greatest thing in history, my first Comic-Con vlog ever. Roll the clip.
All right, man, I'm about to do something real awkward and talk to my camera for 10 seconds. I'm gonna keep you out the frame, just letting you know.
I don't care, one way or the other, man.
What a bro. I don't care, do you? At this point, I would switch somebody down for this guy. I would straight spank him. Let's get back into the vlog. We are now in line to get our absolute green arrow signed by Pornsack. Let's go. Line kind of hitting though. Pretty big. I'll flip the camera around so y'all can see. Pretty lit, kind of crazy for a first experience. Pretty good one though. My guy next to me in line off camera, I told him, hey, I'm about to talk to my phone real quick. It's gonna be awkward, sorry. This is my first attempt. Here he is. He wants to be on the frame. Appreciate that, man. Never doing this before. It's weird just being in public talking to the camera, but I'm doing it. We here. Yeah, I just got into comics a month ago and picked that up in time, and now I'm here.
Thank you, man.
I loved it.
Oh, I appreciate that,
Yeah.
man. That's so cool.
Yep, I'm trying to vlog the journey of getting into it, so.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Well, I hope you like the ride.
Yes.
I hope at the end it isn't like you disgusted throwing things around.
Nah, no way. I'm excited. Appreciate it, man.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a great weekend.
Yes, you too. Dope guy. Hey, thank you for being on camera, man. Yep. Appreciate it. The GOAT. Let's go, my boy Pornsack with the signature and the Raphael Albuquerque. We lit. Let's fucking do it. That was the icebreaker I needed. I'm now filming in public, talking to myself. I don't care if I look crazy. We here. I got one of my books signed. Signature was free too, because I scanned some QR code and signed up for an email. So my boy ain't getting the $10 out of me today, but you know, he got my money for the book. But he was a mad cool guy, man. And let's go see if we can run up on somebody else, get a signature, man.
At this point, I was still a little bit nervous. You can hear it in my voice. I'm stuttering. I'm talking a little fast sometimes. Oh man, it's a little bit embarrassing to watch back. But when you're in that moment and all you're worried about is people watching you, you feel like a freak. Fuck. But I also was like, nah, bro, they rocking with me here. They don't care if I'm doing this. But a lot of sweet art at Comic-Con. Ninja Gaiden, Star Fox, Street Fighter. It's not just comics. A lot of these artists will come here and I guess they'll like do drawings for people if you pay them enough. I was not trying to do that shit. I was checking out the dollar books for Wolverine and Spider-Man kissing. Pause. Looks like X-23. Nah, I wasn't looking for X-23 to make out with Spider-Man, but you know, I was on my brokey budget, had to check out the dollar books, but this is where I stopped first on our way to get some signatures. Let's pop back in and see if we're successful.
Bro, I just walked up on Rick Leonardi's booth, and of course, I forget my Spider-Man 2099. I actually didn't know he was gonna be here. He did the illustration on that. So hard. Shit's goated, but that was a fuck up on my end. So apparently Daniel Warren Johnson's line is capped out and I can't get his signature. No big deal though, not too worried about it. So I was like, all right, let me check out this Absolute Catwoman line, man. This line's crazy. Don't think I'm gonna be getting a signature for that either. Don't really care about that. I'm here for the experience. I don't really care that much about the signature since I'm brand new to this shit. So let me show y'all the line.
Yeah, so we got butt-fugged pretty good when trying to get the signatures. No big deal. When I was in DWJ's line, though, this guy tried selling me his spot. He had the last spot for $100. I said, bitch, did you not just see me come from the dollar book section? I'm doing Chick-fil-A surveys every month for a free sandwich. Don't ask me no shit like that again, bro. Just kidding. I didn't really say that. But I wanted to, though. But yeah, we weren't about to wait around in the Absolute Catwoman, Absolute Batman line too long. Let's go grab some books. So as usual, I have a couple books in mind I'm hunting for, but I came across the Incredible Hulk, the Bronze Age ones, I believe. Still a little confused on the different terms, but look at this cover. This was a Todd McFarlane cover at $15 near mint. I am regretting not buying it as I watch it back. Somehow we jump up like a million tax brackets and we're looking at a Ghost Rider for $175 here. You guys already know if you've been watching the videos. I'm looking for Ghost Rider 2099 issue 1. This was clearly not the booth for me because we even end up finding some amazing Spider-Mans for like $200, I believe. I think this one was $160 and then I pull one that's $200. Yeah, right here. It doesn't even look like the frame changed, but it did. That's crazy. Back to home court, the $2 box. Had to check out some old issues of Punisher. I'm currently reading the current run. I actually picked up issue 5 today when I'm doing this voiceover, so I'll be getting into that tonight.
Oh, that cover's hard. Shout out my cousin Evan, man. Maybe I should tap in and get this. Definitely gonna grab this one. Dark Beast, bro. If you know, you know. We gonna have to cop this off the cover alone.
One thing about Comic-Con that I realized, at least for me, and this being my first time, is I'm very quick to get overwhelmed with everything that's going on. You got all these people dressed up, you got all these booths, they got, oh man, look at that. They got that shit on though. Like, you see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, and then, bro, this is what I'm talking about, bro. How come nobody told me that fine shit be at Comic-Con? The stereotype was starting to seem like it was exaggerated a little bit. I know I said that I was at like ground zero for butt stinkage, but it really didn't stink that bad. Every now and then though, you would walk past somebody who smelled like they were microwaving a bag of sweet tarts between their butt cheeks all day. But I digress. Let's stop getting distracted by everybody dressed up and let's go look for some grails. We are looking for the Max. We need that. We're looking for Superior Spider-Man. We need that. Lucky for me, I end up finding a collection. Unlucky for me, he has it priced out like it was printed on the same pages that they canonized the first Bible with. Why is this $19?
As you can see, they have the Max issue 4 for $19. I can get that bitch online for $9.50, but then I gotta pay shipping fees. So I'm about to walk up on them and try to hit that barter. I'm gonna leave my audio on, try to see if I can get it. I'll get it for like 15. Let's see. Hey man, I can get these both online for $9.50. I give you $25 for them.
No.
No? What would you take? 30 bucks? I'll give you 30. I'll give you 30.
I mean, believe me, by the time you put the shipping in, it costs you 3 times as much.
Yeah, we gonna have to fact check this one, Chief. You lying sack of shit.
We were semi-successful with that. He had them both listed for $19. That would have been like $38. Didn't want to take my $25. He took $30 for it. So we all good with that. You know, he tried saying, oh, well, once the shipping prices kicks in, it's going to be blah, blah, blah. Shipping would have been like $6, man. Like I said, they're both $9. Really, it's really worth like $26, but I'm here. I've been looking for 4 and 5, and we got them.
Gotta hit the freeze frame here just to say it's crazy how I knew how much it actually was worth before I even did the math, and then watching it back in post is like, Bruh, I'm the GOAT at this math shit. Anyways, this is a different booth, but somebody had a first issue Glow in the Dark of the Max, the one on the right with the white claws, for $100. I paid $12 for my Glow in the Dark issue. Alright, just picked up some sick red bands, Blood Hunt 1 through 5, except we're missing 4, so might look around for that. But I ain't know nothing about this, but apparently it's good. It's got Blade in it, so you know I'm rocking with that. Shout out that boy OG Bandman Kevo with the GTA money cheat. We picked up Superior Spider-Man. We found one, and it's an issue 1, so let's go. Super happy about that. We're moving and grooving through the crowds here. We might try to go back and, I'm sorry, I keep fucking the framing up because I don't know how to vlog. All right, can we find Symbiote Spider-Man 2099 issue 5? Bro, we literally got lucky at that other booth. We paid $6 for that. This booth actually had a lot of the Symbiote Spider-Man and Symbiote Spider-Man 2099 issues, which I wish I knew ahead of time. Look at that cover. That's just so hard. But we came up on issue 5. We have the rest in the mail. All right, I'm over here at the Beardy Weirdies booth. They got a lot of old comics, man. And they were putting me on to some events, which is sweet. They're mad cool. I was sitting here looking through some X-Men. Oops. OG X-Men runs. I think it's OG. Like, reminds me of being a kid, man. Back when I was a kid, just looking at all the comic book pages or the covers, the art, insane. The Brood. These things used to scare me, bro, when I was a little boy. Yeah, man. Nightmare fuel when you were a kid. That one is crazy. So I literally got this one and didn't even know it's the 3rd appearance of Carnage, but I have it in my box back home, so that's sweet to know. Check these out, man. All these old Spider-Mans. First appearance of Mr. Sinister, bro? Hold up. First cover appearance, okay. What's up with all this lens flare action? But I ain't gonna lie, man, I'm probably about to get out of here. I got a lot of books. I'm kind of tired. I got a 2.5-hour drive home. But we done picked up some shit we wanted. And so far, my first Comic-Con's been sweet. Only got 1 signature, though. That kind of sucks. But I went and checked on the Catwoman line again, bro. That shit was so long. I was like, I'm good, bro. Not waiting for that. Not waiting for that. But we still got about $100 left over, so I didn't go too crazy. Got what I wanted. And yeah, so I guess let's get out of here. Yo, what's good with y'all, man? We're back in the Pimp Mobile. I have my finger on my phone because I'm blocking a lens flare. So you guys gotta rock with me like this real quick. But we are in traffic and we are wrapping up our day with my first Comic-Con at HeroesCon in Charlotte, North Carolina. My thoughts? It was pretty cool, man. I was a little bit overwhelmed. There was so much shit there. It probably would have been a better time if I had friends to go with, but you know, I didn't have any friends to come with me, and I decided to do this last night at like 10 p.m. So it is what it is. But anyways, I don't regret going. I got some good books. A lot of the books were overpriced though. There were a lot of books like that I was interested in buying, but I could always get them cheaper online. So, you know, I had to kind of pick and choose what I was looking for. But besides that, I got some sweet red bands that I'm excited to show you guys in the haul tomorrow. And yeah, man, I'm just going back home to the crib now. So I'll see you guys in the next part of the video, which is the haul. Yeah, man, I'll see y'all in a second. It is now a couple days after HeroesCon, and it's timely fine to get into the haul that I brought home from my first Comic-Con ever. So without further ado, let's go through these books. First off, you know I gotta show my Absolute Green Arrow that ended up getting signed by Pornsack. Crazy name. Down here at the bottom is his signature. If you don't know, he wrote the story. If you watched episode 2, you know I had mentioned that I ended up getting it signed by the artist of the book first, Raphael Albuquerque. Pornsack is the writer, so it's cool to have Albuquerque's signature up there, and now the writers down there. I think that's pretty sweet. This was the only signature I got the whole time. It is what it is. No big deal. Moving on, we found some Grail skis. You guys heard that I had to barter for these. I overpaid for this, but it is what it is. We ended up finding the Max issue 4 and 5. I think this is a dope ass cover, but it's gonna get a 3.5 out of 5 for me. You wanna know why? There's a little bit too much butt cheek action going on for me on the cover, and it is man butt, so I'm not rocking with that. They should have made him less double cheeked up. They should have made him like single cheeked up or something. I don't know. They did not have to go that hard, making his butt cheeks pop like that. Pause. But the Max is the Max, and I really messed with the art, so the cover is going to get a 3 out of 5, slightly below or slightly above average for me. Issue 5, this cover is going to get a 3 out of 5 as well. I actually really do like it a lot, but I think it could be a little bit cooler. But I love the simplicity of it. Pretty cool how he's just down there in the corner and he looks like he's in the fetal position and he's down and out. But he should be used to that because he's a homeless guy. But also he's the greatest homeless superhero ever. So you know what? I'm going to show him some grace. And I know that he probably has a rough spot going on in his life, but he's probably about to turn it around and go and save Julie Winters. So really happy I got the Max. Let's move on to the next one. Next up on our list, we were able to get the Superior Spider-Man issue 1 for $6 as well. Shout out my brother. He's the one who told me to look for this. I did not find this in my last video, but we finally found it at HeroesCon, and we got it for a nice price. There was another booth that had it for $10, but we'll settle for $6. I'm really excited to get into this. I'm going to probably read it after the video tonight, so I'm going to have to report back to my brother, let him know what I think. So, Kevin, shout out to you, and let's get on to the next Grailski find. So, believe it or not, for this set of comics, it is going to be a mix of a comic I found at the con and then a mix of orders from my comic shop. What are these going to be? You guys can probably guess. Symbiote Spider-Man 2099. I found issue 2 in the wild in episode 2, and I was so excited to do that I ended up going and ordering issue 1, 3, and 4 because I did not want to go hunting around and wait for them for as long as I did because it took me forever to find issue 2. All these covers are going to be a 5 out of 5 for me. Call me a fanboy. I don't care. Symbiote Spider-Man 2099, too hard of a character design not to appreciate. Let's look at issue 2. Again, you guys seen this in my last video, but you didn't see it in 6K, so I had to show issue 2. Issue 3. This one is incredibly hard. I'm literally looking at it in the monitor, like Venom grabbing him by the neck. You can't get any doper than that. This one has a crazy level of swag. I would honestly think about framing this one after I read it. Issue 4, another pretty cool one. We have Doctor Doom 2099, The Vulture 2099, and I think that's Doctor Strange 2099 in the corner with Venom. I think she's a girl. Could be wrong, but this is an interesting cover because it makes me want to wonder why they're on the side of Venom. Are they helping Venom? Who knows? I'm going to have to see when I read it. Then finally, let's get to issue number 5, the one I found at the Comic-Con. This cover's just got terror written all over it. Look at that. Venom ripping the symbiote off of Miguel, bro. No words. No words. This is peak entertainment right here as far as covers go. Anyways, we finally got our Symbiote Spider-Man 2099 complete. Let's see what else I got from the con. So these next couple books, some slight, but you know I had to grab them because they're part of the universe. Doom 2099, issue 2, 3, and 6. I don't know why I have 6 in there. I think I grabbed it by accident. All of these covers, we're just going to give them a 3. I'm not even going to act like I don't know what they look like already. They're all pretty average to me. Here's issue 2. Here's issue 3. And then issue 6 is next, I believe. I'm going to give issue 6 a 3.5 because it has the 2099 Fantastic Four, it looks like, reflecting in his mask. But, like, the Human Torch looks like a monster. And then, like, Reed Richards has long hair and, like, the Hulk. Is that supposed to be the Hulk? From my understanding, the Hulk 2099 is a completely different character. It does not look like the OG Hulk. So is that, like, the thing? I don't know. Next up on our list, we got some red bands. First off, we came across the Punisher red band issue 1. In episode 2, I had found issue 5, and I said I wanted to be collecting some of these because I'm reading the most recent run of Punisher right now, which references things that happened in these ones. Punisher actually drops tomorrow, so excited for that. New comic book day, let's go. moving on to the other red bands, we ended up grabbing a complete 5-issue set of Blood Hunt. So I don't know what Blood Hunt is, but I was looking for some Blade comic books. This is Marvel with vampires, so you already know Blade is going to be in here. We're going to give this cover a 3, kind of average, but we'll move on to the other ones. Issue 2, again, kind of an average cover, not really rocking with it, but it's okay, it's okay. Issue 3, though, is just, bro, issue 3, terrifying. We're going to give this cover a 4 out of 5. Miles Morales, Spider-Man as a vampire. He literally has like vampire ears and claws. I don't know, it makes my skin crawl. That's a very well done cover. I'm rocking with that one. And, oh, did I say I had the complete 5-issue set? My bad, I lied. I have 1, 2, 3, and 5. We're missing 4. I got to find 4 red band before I can have it complete. My bad. But here goes issue 5, Blade's face in the background. We're going to give this cover a 3.5 out of 5. I kind of rock with this cover better than the other ones, but not as much as the Miles Morales Spider-Man one. So let's get into the rest of the haul. It's almost done. So here we go. We got some X-Men issues coming at you. X-Men issue 239. I bought this because it was the first cover appearance of Mr. Sinister. Mr. Sinister used to scare the shit out of me when I was a kid, probably because he's a doctor and he does all these crazy experiments on the mutants. I don't like doctors. I don't like dentists. I don't like anybody with needles. I am not co-signing any of that. So probably one of my biggest fears, needles and the doctor. I really dislike them, but I mean, I understand they like save lives or whatever, so guess we need them. I'm going to give this cover a 4 out of 5 strictly off of like nostalgia with the way the art is, but it also does have the Goblin Queen on there, Madeline Pryor, Jean Grey's clone, who Cyclops knocked up and then left when he found out she was a clone. City Boys, we up 1,000. Another X-Men one for y'all. Factor X. I actually don't know anything about this. I know it's issue 3 in this run. I think it's supposed to be about what it would be like if the X-Men never met Professor Xavier. I bought this because I thought this was Dark Beast on the cover, but I think it's really just Beast if he never met Charles Xavier. I don't know, but the cover was pretty sweet. I'm giving the cover a 5 out of 5. That is really the sole reason why I grabbed this book. So I was happy to get it, and it was in a $2 bin, so a win is a win. Another issue here that's some slight, Spawn and Batman. I think this is a one-shot. I'm not entirely sure, but it caught my eye. I grabbed it just to say I have it. I looked up the reviews on it. The reviews make it seem like it's kind of mid, but I mean, shit, Spawn and Batman, I gotta have that in the collection, man. I'll get around to reading it sometime, but I'm gonna give the cover a 4 out of 5. Cover pretty hard, can't lie. Finally, our last set of the haul to complete the video. Again, shout out to my brother. This is something he told me to look for. We have Planet Hulk, World Breaker. All of these covers, except for issue 5, are all going to be 3s. They're all pretty mid and average. Issue 5 is a 5 out of 5. We will get to that here in a second. I'll show you. But as you can see here, also featuring Scar, Son of Hulk. Yeah, that's kind of like the meme featuring Dante from Devil May Cry. If you guys know that reference, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, issue 1 cover, again, kind of mid. Issue 2, average, but okay, I didn't realize that Sentinels were on this cover, so I'm changing this to a 4 out of 5 just because we got the Sentinels in it. I lied. This cover is a 4 out of 5. Issue 2 is cooking with the cover. I'm excited to get into this series. I hope Beta Ray Bill shows up how he did in the animated movie. I'm not sure if it's the same storyline. Let's go to issue 3. Okay, here we are back to another mid cover. Nothing to see here. Issue 4, mid-ski once again. Maybe a little bit cooler than issue 3. We'll give it a 3.5. We'll give it a 3.5. But here comes the Grail cover of the run. Boom. Issue 5. Planet Hulk, World Broken. My boy got the sweet tooth going on with his head on fire. Can't be beat. You know, some people would say that is metal. You know, I'm rocking with that term. That's what I feel when I look at this. Very metal cover. Excited to get into Planet Hulk. And yeah, that will conclude our haul from HeroesCon in Charlotte, North Carolina. So, if you guys made it this far into the video, I just want to say again, thanks for rocking with your boy, man. If we make it to 100 subscribers and keep doing this for a 100 subscriber special, I will go and try to buy my first slab. It just can't be something that's buku bucks crazy, man, because your boy's on a budget. But I'll drop a little bag or whatever on one, you know. Not an Amazing Fantasy 15, but you know, if I see like a $200 comic book, oh man, that shit just hurt my stomach to even think I'm gonna buy a $200 comic book. If I see a $200 slab of something I want, I'll buy it for y'all if y'all think that'd be good content. So yeah, I'm out this bitch. See y'all later.